Hey you, yeah you should come join the 91 Tech Discord if you haven't. I've been trying to be more active on there and it's a pretty cool place, so come by and say hi, or don't, I don't know. Enjoy the video. Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. Recently I had the idea that it might be fun to purchase an old, brand new, sealed, classic iPhone and unbox it on the channel, kind of a cool blast to the past. Only problem, I didn't know what phone to buy, and still don't. I have a couple ideas in mind, and I definitely don't want like an original iPhone or anything too old because it's going to be absurdly expensive, but something on its original iOS version would be really cool, even if it's like an iPhone 5S, an iPhone 6. So in this video, we're gonna go through the process together of finding maybe even a couple phones, and we'll see just how expensive it is out there for brand new sealed iPhones. I feel like it's gonna be pretty pricey, especially up to about when the iPhone 5C came out, but I guess we'll find out. And with that out of the way, and Cola doing something back there. What are you doing? She dropped her toy. Let's go ahead and get right back into this video. Okay, hi, so I've got this set up here. I've got eBay open. I've just searched in iPhone 2G. So I think the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna start with the oldest iPhone and we'll kind of go through them, see what the prices are, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna end up buying yet, but we'll figure it out as we go along. Right now I'm thinking I'd like to look at the iPhone 5S because that was the first phone with iOS 7 and it's not too old. Like the iPhone 5 and iOS 6 would be awesome, but that one will no doubt be absurdly expensive. Other ideas that'll be a little cheaper was maybe the 5C, as well as the iPhone SE from 2016. But yeah, we'll start with the first iPhone just to get a kind of idea of how expensive these things get, because they get really expensive. I am on ebay.com. This person wants $2,200 for one that isn't brand new. I kind of want to see this. It's got a scratch by the Apple logo, or is it just dirty? No, that's definitely a scratch. It's got some chips. This isn't worth $2,200, I don't think. These iPhones are hard to find in good condition, but that is a lot of money. That's how absurd some of these things get. Oh, here's a sealed one right here for 25 grand. Wow. This probably is authentic. You can even see the scuffing and stuff on the wrapping there. Now, I would not pay 25 grand for it, but it would be really cool to have. So this one here is 10 grand. Oh, wait, what? So I think they have the plastic still on like the top part of the box, but they've opened it. So someone just kept the original plastic. I mean, does that alone make it worth 10 grand though? Yeah, no, this looks legit to me. 10 grand is a lot of money for an opened brand new iPhone, but it is the first one. The thing is though, that you're it's not sealed at that point though, right? So I feel like the novelty it's not as much there. Although something like that, you could kind of put it on display at least, like the actual iPhone you could put on display. So if you're buying the first iPhone sealed, you're not gonna wanna ever open it because that would be a waste. I gotta have some respect for the people who buy these products and have the foresight to just keep them around in their original box forever. This one's 20 grand, yeah. So that's the first iPhone. So basically, if you wanted it authentically sealed, you're looking at least 20 grand, basically, which is insane, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense given how important the iPhone was. How about the second iPhone? I'm curious about that one because it's definitely not as memorable. For some reason, this iPhone 4S that's sealed, oh, what? There's no way. No, hold on. You're selling a brand new iPhone 4S for $69? I don't think so. Yeah, iOS 6.1.3. He's probably just downgrading them and sealing them himself because I think you can downgrade these to 6.1.3, or at least you used to be able to. Yeah, this is so fake. Look, the picture on the box has iOS 7. Who's falling for this? Hopefully no one. Well, I mean, it says 28 sold, geez. It's not a bad price for a 4S on old iOS if you don't want to downgrade it yourself. Tip, it is the 100% real iOS 6.1.3. Yeah, it is, but you're giving a box with iOS 7 on it. It's a little bit deceptive. All right, well, that's sketchy. Anyways, I got distracted. $3,200 for this one. This one's sponsored, so this seller must get around here. So you can see the 3G went to the white box this time around. 3 grand for that, brand new, sealed. So that's a big difference already. I mean, that's like 20,000 less than a original iPhone. This one's got its plastic. It's 700, but you know, it's brand new. It's still open. So this one's 38. A lot of this same post. Annoying that they just spam it like that. Okay, I'm not really seeing it too anymore. 2,600. So around 3 grand. How about the 3GS? Let's see how much the 3GS would cost. I really always love the 3GS. Okay, so this one's $2,400, but this one's 1,000. Is this not the same seller? These are sponsored. Does he just have every iPhone? This might not be be the 2009 one maybe, because it has a wallpaper. This one might be worth more because it's white. But yeah, okay, this one doesn't have the wallpaper yet. This one's one of the originals. That other one must have been probably after the iPhone 4 came out because it looked like iOS. Yeah, so that's iOS 5 at least, because it would have been the iPod icon on iOS 4, which would have been 2010. So this is like around 2011 likely. That's why this one's fairly cheap. Yeah, you can see the black wallpaper. So that is an actual original. Isn't it insane that like you couldn't have a wallpaper at one point on like the home screen? So that one's $2,000. Oh, this one's 990. I mean, the box is all scuffy. That's a good sign. It doesn't look nice, but it's a good sign that it's legit. Unless you're meaning to keep it forever, it probably would have some scratches and marks on it, because a lot of this you would think is just leftover retail stock that never got sold, and then somehow people get their hands on them. Oh, hey, there you go. He actually includes the serial number. You can put it into Apple's site and it says it's never been activated, or please activate it. That's a good way to show it. Yeah, that's definitely sealed. So that's actually not a terrible deal. $990. Doesn't ship to Canada. I wouldn't want to pay $1,000 anyways. I know this video is sponsored, so that gives me a little bit more to work with, but I still don't want to spend that much money on a new iPhone just to open it up too, right? Like it'd be one thing if I was just keeping it in the box, but if we're gonna open it up, I'd rather not do too old of an iPhone, because I'd feel bad to keep it closed up for 13 years and then just open it right away. Okay, the iPhone 4 I feel like is going to be very pricey. So let's say this one's around $2,000-ish, 1,000 to 3,000, somewhere in there. iPhone 4 is $18. Looks new. We need it to be new though. New, 776 in new. What? Okay, this guy's Scam 4S is showing up now. It's not what we want. Nero must mean that it was made post its launch year. This is a 4S and 8 gigs. Yeah, because they didn't have an 8 gig 4S at launch. They made it later on, I think 2013. Ooh. Could be wrong. I think the problem is this guy keeps putting sealed in the title. I can't even just do the key phrases. For now, I can just narrow the categories down a little bit to the iPhone 4. This one's supposedly brand new for $890. That wouldn't be bad if that was the case, but oh, okay, it is sealed. I do wish these guys would say why they have it. Like, have they just had it sitting around for 10 years? If so, why are you selling it now? $890 is not bad, to be honest. Plus, it comes with a little dock, which is cool. Oh, that is an 8 gigabyte one though. New in box, iPhone 4, 16 gigs, $250. There is no way you're selling it for only $250. Yeah, okay, well, it's new in box, as in you opened the box. I mean, this might be authentic, although the pictures look like they're straight out of 2010, so who knows. They're showing this again. That's a 4S, not a 4. Hold on here. That's the iPhone 4 iOS 4 wallpaper, is it not? Okay, yeah, the back here shows iPhone 4 16 gigabytes, and then the picture he uses is iPhone 4S. So methinks something's not quite right here, unless he's just using a generic photo to... Huh? Well, he has really good feedback, so this should be legit, but this picture's not. Like, 250 is not bad, but when you're buying something that's supposed to be new or anything like that, you want it to be legit, right? You want everything to check out. He has very good feedback. I'm sure it's probably fine, but still. This one's 8 gigs for $1,800. Are there no, like, 16 gigs? Did I scroll past? Oh, here we go. This one looks legit. This is a white one too, that's cool. $2,100. Yeah, okay, so this is $2,000. I thought the iPhone 4 would be more, if I'm being honest. I thought this one would be $5,000 just from the importance of it, because you got the first iPhone, then the iPhone 4 when it comes to like big iPhones you would want to collect, right? This guy says where he gets it. He's an Apple collector. I like that. I like that he mentions why he has it, because it's a little bit more confidence when they do that. All right, that's the iPhone 4 anyways, so okay. The iPhone 4S is going to be probably just that one guy from China. Yeah, he's just going to be spamming. Oh, well, here's one here, 1,500. He's had 9 of them. Yeah, so that I actually believe. You could like stumble into a pallet or something with a bunch of phones that never got sold for some reason, and then these are probably the last brand new iPhone 4S in the world. I doubt that. There's got to be other ones on here. Yeah, look, there's this one right here. This is a different seller, right? Yeah, it's a different seller. What do you mean probably the last one? Of course, this was iOS 7 though, so this is not quite the same thing. $300. These were kind of a dime a dozen, these 8 gig ones, because they used them as, you know, the budget iPhone for a while. But these are the kind of ones you would expect to see brand new a lot. Dude has pretty good feedback. It's funny because anything other than like a 99, I'm like, not great feedback, but it's okay. I have 100% feedback, okay? It's not that hard. Just don't be a bad person. This one's 60 grand. Excuse moi. That's excuse me in Spanish. What is this? Why? Why is it 60 grand? What is worth it about it to make it 60 grand? Nothing. There's no There's no info on it. It's just like, guys, this is totally legit. It's factory sealed. Buy, please. There's 87 watchers. Who is buying this? No one's gonna buy it. The other one was a much better deal. What was the other one again? The guy who said he definitely had the last ones in the world. Hold on though. That's the iOS 6 wallpaper, isn't it? Jeez, this is hard. That wasn't iOS 5. That was iOS. So this is probably after. Yeah, copyright 2012. This was after the iPhone 5 came out. So the other guy's is actually from 2011. His is definitely superior. Mind you, 60 grand versus 1500, maybe not super superior, but I digress. A lot easier to find the 4S than the iPhone 4 though, apparently. Let's do the iPhone 5 now. This is going to be so much money. Last phone to have iOS 6, so GV Pro unlocks SIM card chip cyber. What? Oh, it's some sketchy thing to supposedly unlock your phone. See, in Canada, you just bring it to the original carrier and they have to unlock it now. It's great. One of the best things Canada's ever done, ever. Yeah, Canada's great. There's never any controversy or anything, ever. No controversy, nope. Everyone's happy and gets along. We're all so polite, eh? We love hockey, never anything ever. That's as far as I'm gonna go on the subject. Brand new iOS 6. $650, 7 available. Well, that seems like a really good deal if it's legit. Only $650, really? I thought these would be so much more. Okay, cute dog, by the way. I'm a little surprised by that one. I thought it would be more money than that. I guess every year iPhones were selling more and more, so it would make sense they would get more common and there'd be more of them that just never get opened. The iPhone 5, I mean, that's a good one to buy brand new because it was only sold for 1 year, so you're not buying by accident one that came out like 3 years later or something. An iPhone 5 on iOS 6, I don't think I'd want to open it, but I'd also want to know if it's legit though. Okay, these are not iPhones. Give me iPhones. What is this? Brand new 5C supposedly from EU. Unlocked for EU telecom, but it's coming from the States? I mean, who knows? Original iPhone 5C 90% new as opposed to what, 100% new? All right, yeah, this is what I was wanting. They called the iPhone 5C 8 gigs 7th generation. No one calls iPhones that. That's weird. This one's 1200. This is an iOS 7 one though, I think. Hold on, is that iOS 7? They all look the same. It's 8 gigs, so I don't. 2014, no, that's probably iOS 8. It's funny because I have one of these boxes still from my dad's original iPhone 5C. I have it somewhere. See, why didn't I just tell my dad not to open his 5C? We could have sold it for $1,500 apparently. The 5C, there must have been a lot of overstock because Apple made so many of them thinking people were gonna just buy them up like crazy. And I mean, they sold really well, but for Apple, not so much. So there probably is quite a bit of leftover stock out there somewhere. 137 5S's, what? Oh, they're still counting these. This is not an iPhone 5S. We're getting the China dealer who's not actually sending original new iPhones. Factory sealed 32 gig 5S. This looks pretty legit. He's even got the receipt from 2015. So this is iOS 8. That's $500, about what I would expect. This one's only 200 apparently. So this is probably iOS 9, right? You can tell because on the bottom right, the music icon is white, not pink anymore. I mean, that's not a bad deal. It's just not a 2013 5S. It's probably more like a 2015 5S. I'm thinking at this point, I'm probably gonna get an SE. That's kind of my thought process. We'll see. I think the iPhone 6, they've been selling them in certain countries for a long time, right? But not TrackPhone. Isn't TrackPhone US? I mean, they're calling it rare brand new, so I don't have any pictures of them. I mean, this is just a poorly shopped picture of it. Well, it's not that bad. When judging their Photoshop skills, it's not that bad. It's fine. This one's pulled out. Would it be, I mean, they say sealed. 16 gig iPhone 6. Yeah, there's the plastic. Yeah, no real details on it, but it's a pretty big seller. It makes sense there's so many of these for not too bad of a price because the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus by a long shot are the best selling smartphones ever. Not just iPhones, smartphones. This guy wants it's a lot of 8s for a 10s Max, really? It's not that old yet. There's no way it's worth that. Who's gonna buy that? It was $1,000 just a couple years back, a few years back. Well, there's a lot of 6S's popping up here too. These are phones Apple sold for years. So the 6S came out, what, 5 years ago? No, it came out 7 years ago. Oh, jeez. Time is moving way too fast. Anyways, it's not that long ago, all things considered though. So I can see a fair few of these being available. Okay, well, I'm not too interested in the 6 or, well, a 6 on iOS 8 would be kind of cool. A 6S on iOS 9 might be kind of cool too, back when you could still use Force Touch properly. All right, let's look at the iPhone SE. This is the one I was thinking about getting, not the 2021. I have one of those. I have dropped it multiple times, but I have one. This one's $250, brand new. That's not a bad deal. This is 32 gigs. That's gonna be an iOS 10 model. If we're getting an iPhone SE, we want either a 16 gig or a 64 gig because those should be running iOS 9. Whoa, what? $1,100 for that? No way. No one's paying that for an SE, right? Okay, 165. It's a legit seller. Brand new sealed. If we want, say, rose gold, 165 bucks. There's no pictures, but first gen 16 gig. That means it would have to be within the first year. Sealed in original box. Is it factory sealed or are you guys sealing it? Because I feel like that's kind of phrased so they could be like, well, no, we were telling the truth. It is sealed. We just did it ourselves. I'll put this link to the side, but that one's a little sketchy to me. I don't know. Let me go over to ebay.ca and see if there's one that's in Canada, because that would be a lot easier for me. Okay, no. We've got like nothing in Canada apparently, because we've got the second gen, one $500 first gen, and then that's it. Yeah, great. Okay, I think I'm gonna give a shot. I think I'm gonna buy the one I was looking at. It's a very positive seller. I'm thinking rose gold because I don't have a rose gold SE. I have one that's 16 gigs in space gray, and it's actually like new. It was my grandfather's and he had it in like an OtterBox its whole life and it's just pristine pretty much. But yeah, rose gold one with hopefully iOS 9. I mean, that would be really cool. This is gonna be the one to get, I think.
One eternity later.
And we're back. Although I guess I was never really gone for you, but it has been a couple days at this point. I took a little bit more time just to decide which phones exactly I wanted to get, and I ended up buying 3. That's 3 fingies. Nothing too crazy. I think one of them we didn't look at, but that's because it actually wasn't under the new, and I'll get to that one in a minute. But we'll start with like the newest phone to the oldest. So for the newest, technically, that would be the iPhone SE first generation from early 2016. So this one I'm skeptical about. I actually don't think it's gonna be brand new. I'd be surprised if it is. Now the 16 gigs is important because that would be a 2016 model. My guess is it's refurbished and then they reseal it themselves, but it is under the condition new. So if it's not new, I could potentially fight the purchase. I don't think I would. $165.99 is not, I mean, it's not good for an SE. It's pretty bad actually, but it's not like the worst in the world, and I could use a rose gold SE. So that's $165.99. That is coming from the States and shipping to the States. I'm shipping it to a buddy down there, and then at some point I'll go to the trouble of crossing the border to pick it up and then declare it on the way back. I'm kind of hoping that within the next month they ease up border restrictions, but we'll see what happens there. The third purchase we'll get to is also shipping to the States, but the next one is actually coming to Canada, and that is the iPhone 6s Plus. So I don't have an iPhone 6s Plus. If you look at the picture that I'll show here, you can actually see at the bottom it does say copyright 2015 on the box. The box is pretty clearly sealed, $275. Honestly, for a brand new sealed iPhone from 7 years ago, it could be worse. Could be worse. I'm looking forward to this one. That'll be cool. And iOS 9, it should be pretty early iOS 9. It's 2015, and the 6s came at the end of 2015. So yeah, that's exciting. And last but not least, an iPhone 5C. Again, we didn't see this one before because it wasn't listed under new. It was listed under for parts are not working. And the reason it was listed under that is because it can't be activated. It has a bad ESN or bad IMEI. I think that's the same thing. But basically, someone must have bought this, never paid the plan. For some reason, didn't even open the phone. But because they never paid the plan for it, the carrier blacklisted the phone. Now, for me, that's not a big deal because you should still be able to use it as an iPod, basically. You pop a SIM card in there for setup, but that's about it. They don't say what carrier, they don't give a lot of detail. I'm not exactly sure how all the bad IMEI stuff works. I've never bought a phone like that because often they're stolen or something sketchy. But in this case, I mean, the phone's so old, it's pretty clearly sealed. This one's easy to see because you can actually see on the side, you can see the little sticky arrow sticker things that you peel off there. So that would be really hard to fake, I think. Also, it's an 8GB one, and I don't know why anyone would fake an 8GB model. Now you might be thinking, Josh, 8 gigs. The 5C didn't originally come with 8 gigs. And if you're thinking that, A, you're a nerd for knowing that, but then again, I know that, so I can't talk. But you would be right if you said that for some reason. The 8 gig model came out in early 2014, so I think it came out around the March. Basically, Apple was not selling the 5C very well, so in kind of a desperation move, because the 16GB model was, I believe, $100 less than the 5S, they came out with an 8GB model that was even cheaper. Problem was, no one wants 8GB, but beyond that, this should be one of those. Yeah, Yeah, they say rare iOS 7, so I'm gonna assume they're correct. The price for 247 was at least a couple $100 under anything else, and all those would have been 8 gigs as well, probably on iOS 8. So I'm quite excited to see this one. I'm really hoping that it turns out. It's also green. I don't have a green 5C. I'm getting close to finishing my collection because I've got a blue, yellow, and a pink one now. The pink one I bought on Wish.com. That was a waste of money.
These are terrifying. Oh my gosh.
That's it. That's what we got. We got the 8 gigabyte green 5C brand new. We got the brand new iPhone SE 16 gigs that probably isn't brand new. Then we got the rose gold 16 gig iPhone 6s Plus. When these all come in, I will be doing videos on all of them, just taking a look around at hopefully the original OS. If the SE isn't on iOS 9, which I suspect it won't be, we may not do a full video on it. We'll see what happens. I'm not really sure yet, but I'll try to mention that. Maybe I'll tweet about it or TikTok about it if I don't, which you can go follow me over there, by the way. That would be pretty cool of you. And actually, I think this is a good time to wrap things up. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Another big shout out to Extra for making this video possible. Videos like this are fun, where I just buy stuff and waste money. But well, usually it is just a waste of money. So oftentimes when I, spend money like this, I don't make it back. But with Extra and a sponsorship, it makes the video not a loss, and it's super helpful to me and the channel. So I'd really appreciate it if you went ahead and checked them out. Top link in the description, and they're also just a super useful service. I mean, a debit card that builds your credit. What else is there to even say? We do have a Discord server as well if you'd like to come by and say hi. Been trying to be a little more active on there lately. And with that all being said, I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and I will see you all next time.